Alright, so one of the more controversial battles in Marvel Comics in recent memory took place between Sentry and Blue Marvel, in which circumstances clouded both. For instance, Blue Marvel didn't even want to fight anybody, was getting jumped, and was still ragdolling people. Sentry was weakened by the negative field. So, both of them are suppressed or holding back in one way or another. So if these two titans were to clash, who do I personally feel would be superior? I'm going to give you guys my rundown on both today. We'll kind of review their circumstances and just who, in the end, I would put my money on if these two were to fight. I don't know what I'll categorize this as. Maybe an explained video? Maybe the truth video? I'm not sure. But let's get into it. And by the way, before we start, make sure to like, subscribe. We're on the road to 20K. We're almost at 19K, so it'd be amazing if you guys hit the like button and share my content. Help spread it everywhere so I can grow faster. And if you want to join my Discord, we're almost at 700 members. Join for games, prizes, giveaways, and fun discussions. But anyways, getting back to this. Blue Marvel and Sentry's clash, like I said, was very murky in comics. Blue Marvel, that whole run, emphasized multiple times that he didn't want to fight anybody. Like, he didn't want any problems, but he still had to scrap with them. This included, at one point, he punched Sentry to the moon, right? Momentarily knocked him out. While he was getting jumped, Sentry came back down, proceeded to put hands on Blue Marvel. They both beat the crap out of each other, with both of them basically being KO'd at the end. The problem with this is, one, multiple people are jumping Blue Marvel when he doesn't want to fight and he doesn't want to hurt them. And two, Sentry is being weakened. So there was circumstances that were problematic in both scenarios. So we need to look at their history and kind of determine from there what would actually happen if these two didn't have plot making the battle murky. Looking at Blue Marvel's side, some of the notable things he's achieved and done over the years. Obviously, his power, which comes from the negative zone, gives him super human stats to the point that he can hang with the likes of Thor tiers pretty easily. We've seen him blast away a Galactus in his own chamber with the help of others and knocking him back. We have seen him take down Anti-Man, a villain that's so strong, Sentry exclaimed that he was the strongest character he had faced. Now, we could take this with a grain of salt. Sentry's kind of an idiot, so maybe he's over-exaggerating there. As well as there's a lot of statements like that in Marvel that you can use to technically scale people, so sometimes we have to be cautionary, but still, obviously he's one of the strongest characters Sentry has faced, which would include Molecule Man, Galactus. He's seen Nate Gray in action. He's fought Thor. All these things, right? He's seen all of that. He's gone toe-to-toe with Celestials. He's seen Apocalypse. And he still puts Anti-Man at the top, even if we lowball it, being at near the top of Sentry's top people and strongest characters he's gone against and seen is wild, right? That's still quite the accolade. So he has that. He also apparently melted the matter form of a Beyonder before. Being so strong, they were made by Celestials, as we learned in recent comics, to basically scale above narratives and control them. They can also scale above the Celestials, which scale above the multiverse. So Beyonders are stupid broken. Even just temporarily defeating one and destroying its matter form is wildly powerful. It's at least abstract level, right? So Blue Marvel has plenty of shit in that department that's incredible. He's also vastly intelligent, one of the smartest minds in the universe. He's even able to use equipment like the Eternity Mask, which is literally like a abstract level stat equalizer that allows you to throw hands with anyone on their power level, and you just got to win from there. So he actually does. He could technically use that, which basically puts your raw stats at an equal level. And overall, he's one of the stronger, quote, Herald tiers in Marvel. And unfortunately, in the last Defenders Beyond, he did have the feat of going against like the Phoenix Force and stuff and scaling to that level. But we do know God of Stories Loki was narrative manipulating it, so you could argue he was amping Blue Marvel. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of that. Do you think he was being amped by the narrative? Do you think Blue Marvel's that strong? Unfortunately, I'm not going to use it because it is pretty questionable, and that's a valid point to question it, as God of Stories low-key is stupid broken. Smash the like button and let me know in the comment section if you want to see a God of Stories low-key explained video, maybe even goon moments, because God of Stories low-key is broken. But anyways, getting back to this, can't really use that, but still, one of the strongest in the quote typical Herald tier characters in Marvel. And then we look over at Sentry. Sentry's in the same boat. He's considered one of the strongest Herald tiers in Marvel. Sentry is a character, Robert Reynolds, who is one of the first superheroes ever. And unfortunately, he had to basically retcon himself from everybody because he has a dark side of him, the Void, which is a part of the primordial darkness that predates creation, right? Because he was such a threat if the Void should ever take over, some of the strongest telepaths in Marvel combined with Sentry to basically erase him from history. However, he would later come back and would serve as a hero again. Sentry has had his good and bad moments, as obviously constantly struggling with the Void has led to some freakouts and some dangerous moments for all of Marvel Comics, and makes him one of the most powerful and destructive beings around. So what's he capable of? Well, Sentry has just about any hacks he wants, as he essentially is a high-tier reality warper. We've even seen him go toe-to-toe with Molecule Man and destroy Molecule Man after reforming himself. With the help of Nate Gray, he went toe-to-toe with Galactus off-screen, able to stalemate, according to him. He's even fought the Void itself, which ragdolled and broke all the bones of Hulk Zero Diff, and has actually beat it before. So just scaling to the Void and above, which like one-shot Loki and whatnot, is actually super impressive. His biggest problem is obviously his mental instability. This can lead to power fluctuation, bad decisions, rash judgment, and he might end up accidentally giving in to the Void during battle. There's stuff like that he has to worry about. Overall, with Sentry, I would say the scariest thing about him is his hacks, as Sentry is always in this weird flux. As explained in his early runs, Sentry basically is like always ahead in the time. With all he's capable of, his reality warping, his power, his state of flux that he lives in, like I mentioned, in which he's like always ahead in the future. He's almost here, but he's not here at the same time. This leads to a weird power set and a dynamic one that is very daunting for almost anyone in his tier. So if we take Sentry and we put him against Blue Marvel, and we take away, you know, the plot messing with it in their first battle, who do I think would win? Well, stats-wise, this is probably a draw. Even if you wanted to argue Sentry has more raw power, Blue Marvel has the Eternity Mask and can don that if need be to equalize stats. In terms of hacks, abilities and all that, it obviously goes to Sentry, as he has a stupid amount of hacks, is a reality warping, high tier telepath, molecule manipulation, all these things. It's just, he's extremely broken in that department. And while yes, Blue Marvel has his high tier intellect, his superhuman stats, his energy blast, antimatter blast, and all that, it's nothing compared to the versatility of Sentry in this department. So Sentry would get the edge there. If these two were to clash, I see, even if the power difference is there, which is debatable, but even if it is, like I said, Blue Marvel can don that mask and equal that out. And this, in my opinion, would lead to a crazy battle, which very well, the antimatter blast might disintegrate Sentry. But here's the thing. Sentry will automatically reform. Easily can reform. And if we take him near his highest levels, his hacks and reality warping, in my opinion, are going to end up being what tips this battle in his favor. He just brings more hacks to the table that Blue Marvel's never really had a chance to show he can just ignore or negate. There is a chance if he survives it, he can figure it out, but there's some things he probably can't counter. So in the end, if these two collided, I would favor Sentry mid to high diff, as Blue Marvel's no joke, can equalize stats, beat his ass, insanely smart, but in the end, I think Sentry probably would be too much. Anyways, guys, in the comment section down below, let me know what you think. If you want to see your favorite character on this channel or my second channel, Coffee Shop Comics, make sure to hit me up and you can purchase them or you can win some in the giveaway. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy Jobbers and Goons, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.